And this is Work Advice for Me with Claire and my lovely co host, Brad.
I think it's the first time anyone's ever called me lovely, but I'll take it.
Well, you are. You are
Thank you. Thank
lovely.
you.
And we
Very,
have
very
a
much.
lovely guest tonight, too. I'm excited for everyone to be able to hear our lovely guest.
Yeah, I am really excited. Uh, we're not going to tell her who she is yet because But before we talk about who she is, Claire, what's been happening for you? What have you learned lately?
Oh, gosh. That prepping for hosting Thanksgiving takes a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
And it is not for the faint of heart, and I give anyone that has hosted a Thanksgiving meal for their family some serious props because it is expensive. So,
Yes.
snaps to all of you people. It's our first time doing it this year, so wish us luck. What have you learned, Brad?
Well, I can second that. We've hosted plenty of times in the past, and it's expensive. We hosted one time, and they stayed till like 11 o'clock on a Thursday night. I was pretty exhausted. So yeah. I,
It's like a marathon, and of course, it's in the middle of the week.
hmm
So, I mean, I guess by the time that people are listening to this, we'll be well past Thanksgiving. So, listeners, check in, make sure that we've made it through because it's going to be a marathon.
Well, we are excited. We got some people in the chat. We got MTD and Jacob in the chat saying hello, Claire.
Hello, MTD and Jacob.
Yes, they are there saying hello in the chat. I have learned a lot, Claire. I have learned that movie. I love watching movies that are bad at times, and I watched The Stupids over the weekend. And I learned my wife does not like Tom Arnold, but I do, and this is a good movie. So I'm just giving a shout out to the movie from 1996, The Stupids. Probably when you were a baby.
I was young, but I was around. I
We're
was around, so I could check it out.
You can check it out. It's free on the Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's free on the Tubi. But Claire, you're right. Anytime you host, it's exhausting. It really is.
And Jacob says that he is a guest that stays until midnight. And
Oh, yeah.
you and my family both, Jacob. My until we turn the lights down, my family will be partying at our house.
Do you think our guest is a midnight stayer?
You know what? Maybe. And we
Maybe.
should ask.
We're
We
gonna have
should
to ask her.
definitely ask because I've done my fair share of stalking on our
Oh,
guests.
you're a stalker. I thought I saw you on Dateline at one point.
Also one of my favorite shows. Um, my husband says I should not watch that before I go to bed, but really, it's it's just a good show. I think she probably does stay and hangs out a bit. But you know what? She gives oh no, I gave it away that it's a she. But
It's
um,
definitely a she.
she
It's
seems
way
like she's
past my bed.
helpful. She seems like she helps put away dishes too. Like she's someone I would chat with as we're getting things turned down.
Yeah, I feel like she would be fun. And we're saying this and we've never really met her. So we're going to find out. What if she's like a mean person to us? You never know. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt.
She
But
seems great.
is that a power move to come on a podcast and then just be a jerk to the host and then leave?
I'm sure it's been done before. And
Oh.
hi.
Hey, there she is.
Hi.
Lauren, we are so excited you're joining us
Thank you for
tonight.
having me.
We were just talking about you,
What?
and we're talking about Thanksgiving right now.
Okay.
And are you a late night? Do you stay late when you go to someone's house for Thanksgiving, or do you peace out around the 6 o'clock football game?
I think it would depend on probably the type of food that has been served and how sleepy I am, the sleepy quotient afterwards.
What's your least favorite food at Thanksgiving?
um, I know people are going to hate this, but I can't have very much sweet potato. I find it too sweet.
Thank you, Lauren. I don't like the yams. The
Sorry.
yams are gross. No,
Yeah.
Lauren, you and I kindred spirits. I agree.
Okay.
I
Y'all,
don't like what?
I am outnumbered.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
finally.
I mean, if I have like, yam fries at a restaurant, fine. But I don't know. It's just with the marshmallow on it. It's just too sweet.
Oh my
Claire
God,
thought she was going to get girl power, and it didn't
I'm
happen, Lauren.
sorry.
Thank you.
I'm
Lauren, I really thought we'd be on the same team.
sorry. Sorry.
And I'm sorry that we just threw you right into asking questions about
Did-
holidays, which we
Yep.
are going to have to ask about another holiday because you
Okay.
were just in an amazing film.
Yeah.
Um, but what is your favorite must for Thanksgiving? Before we hop into that,
Hmm. My mom makes a broccoli cheese casserole thing that it's with rice and there's mushroom soup in it and there's cheese and broccoli. And I find it goes, sometimes holidays they'll have turkey, sometimes they're more of like a roast beef kind of day. Being Canadian, we love our Yorkshire puddings and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I would say the casserole that my mom makes, probably because my mom makes it. So that's just,
anything your mom makes is good.
yeah,
Like
it's true.
it just is.
It's
There's
true.
like some sort of healing power in things that moms cook. That is something a hill I would die on.
Agreed, because I've even made
Mm.
it, and I still don't think it's as good when I make it than when my mom.
Mm. Do you eat a lot of poutine? Is poutine on the menu at Lauren's house?
I have made it, but it's not. It's very heavy. You have to really be in the mood and maybe not eat anything else with your meal. It's kind of like a singular. A lot of times people think it's a side. I don't believe it is. It's definitely a main course. It's a lot.
There's a there's a Canadian restaurant in Dallas, which is where I
Okay.
used to live. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Moxie's,
Hmm.
but it
I have.
came yeah. And I used to always order the poutine as my main course. It
Ah,
is
yes.
not
Wow,
a side.
Claire.
It's not a
It,
side. You're right.
No, it's potatoes, it's the good gravy, it's the good cheese. It has to be the right kind of cheese too, because sometimes people will do I'm gonna make myself very Canadian here, but we'll do a poutine week and like all the restaurants in the city you're in will do like a featured poutine. Sometimes they have really cool ones like a butter chicken one or like
Ooh.
I've seen one that was like a turkey dinner one where it came with like a little bit of stuffing and cranberry sauce on it too. And I mean it makes sense. Like it's in the potato gravy adjacent lifestyle, so it's fine. But 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 yeah, no, just like the heavy poutine, that's a lot. So yeah, you gotta be ready for that one.
Sounds like I'm coming to visit you because those
But
specialty poutines sound incredible.
yeah,
Yeah, poutine is amazing. But we haven't introduced the guest, Claire. We just
Yes,
started talking to her.
please
We
yeah,
I
didn't
do.
even
right.
introduce
Let's
her.
talk about more food. Let's do it. I'm in.
This has been Poutine Talk. Thank you, Lauren. We enjoyed you coming on just for your, knowledge of poutine for
That is
Claire.
my secret life. Yeah.
It's, it's that voice you're hearing, listeners. If you're listening in your car, is Lauren Cochran. It's Cochran, right? Is that how you say
Yeah.
it, or Cochran? Yeah, Cochran.
Popcorn.
It's
Yeah.
Lauren Cochran. Thank you, Lauren, for coming on. And you are in my favorite movie of the year. I went and saw it. I have a story about this I want to share with you. So you're in the movie The Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this movie. I went with Jacob, who is in the chat, and his wife and my kid. My wife came home from seeing a movie in October, and she goes, "There's a movie that I want to see. You're not going to want to see it. It's called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever." And she talked about it a lot. And I said, "You know what? I think I'll go watch it." So we drove, Lauren. We drove an hour to see this movie in the
Okay.
really nice AMC recliner. Yeah, we
Yeah.
live right across from a movie theater, but we drove an hour. And we're 10 minutes into this movie. I look over at my wife, and she's like asleep in this movie. Not because it's boring, she just was reclining. And it was an amazing. I looked over, her mouth was like wide open. She was like, and I looked at Jacob. I said, "Check her out. She's sleeping." And then I would give her the nudge. So then she tells me like the next day, "I think I'm going to go see the movie again because I missed a lot of it." And I said, "No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. You had your chance. You had your chance to watch it. You didn't think I wanted to see it." And I watched the whole movie and loved it. Solid 10 out of 10 for me. I loved it. And I loved your role.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It was a fun set. It was a rowdy set because all the kids are having the best time of their lives. The best Christmas pageant, best film set for all kids ever. Yeah, it was a real fun time. We had a really nice. It was cold. That scene where we're shooting out in the exterior of the church was. It was very cold, very very cold that day. But everyone was troopers, so that was good.
Where were you filming?
It was shot primarily in around Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is
Oh,
pretty
wow.
central Canada. Yeah.
Awesome. And I have to ask, how was it shooting with Judy Greer?
Amazing. I didn't get to talk to her as much as I would have loved to, but she is a very classy lady, and it was really interesting and just heartwarming to watch her. She was very protective of the kids in a really kind, respectful way, and just making sure is everybody warm. She was like a mom, she played the mom, and she behaved like one. So it was really nice. She's very classy, very professional, and so good. Obviously, as her career would display.
Well, I love that, she really is or has been such a great sidekick in
Mm,
a lot of movies. And then this was like her role, her starring role, which
yeah.
I thought was really awesome. And then I have to say, Kinley Hyman,
Mhm.
she popped up on my For You page. And this is before I had even heard of the greatest Christmas pageant ever.
Mhm.
And she's like a little acrobat.
Mhm. Yeah, I heard that.
which one is she?
I-
Which one was she?
Mhm.
the little redheaded girl.
Yeah.
Um,
That doesn't
It
narrow
was
it
a
down, but
ginger
okay.
heavy set, as you can tell. There's a lot of gingers on that set.
They only hired gingers.
she had an
Judy
open,
Greer, Lauren.
Yeah.
she had an open smile. She was missing a couple of her
Yeah, she's a
front.
sweetie. Hmm.
Yeah, which I
Hmm.
mean, I just think that's so awesome that you were in this movie that's so. I mean, every Christmas movie is just so happy. It's
Yeah,
hard to not smile not watching a Christmas movie.
it's so true. And it was nice because we shot, it kind of shot just before Christmas. And then, there was a break for everyone to go see their families and stuff. And then they shot into January. And it was just really, it was nice to keep it going. Because, sometimes when January comes around, we're like, all right, let's pack up the stuff and, get ready for the new year. But it was like, oh no, this heartwarming feeling is carrying over. So that was really nice.
I love that.
Lauren, how many Christmas movies have you been in?
Oh my goodness. I would say it one, two, at least 4 or 5, maybe more,
Okay.
maybe 6. Yeah.
So you're like the Candace Cameron Burr of Christmas movies.
I don't know about
She's
that. She's kind of the Candace Cameron of Christmas movie.
I mean, it's Lauren Cochran, Lacey Chabert, and Candace Cameron Burr that are the queens of Christmas movies.
well,
Well, sure.
she
I'll take a crown in there. That sounds nice. I would not compare myself to all of that. They're very successful in their own right. But yeah, I've had some fun on some holiday sets. That's for sure.
she's the official work advice for me Christmas actress. That's what we'll go with.
Okay.
She's our Candace
Yeah.
Cameron Burr.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, Lauren, I've pitched this to Christine Lakin from Step by Step. She
Okay.
came on. I chatted with her. I pitched it. I want to pitch this idea to you, and
Okay.
then I'll tell you what she said. Okay, I got a Christmas movie that I want to make in my mind. This movie is legit gonna rock.
Okay.
Okay, so the opening scene is this girl's dad or this man, and he tells his wife, "I love you," and they leave the bakery because there's always a bakery, Lauren. Every there's always
Yeah.
a cupcake shop,
Some type of baked
and
goods.
he goes out for the celebration of the Christmas event in the town, and it's snowing, and then boom, he gets shot. He's on the ground. The snow is now blood at this point. Claire, hang with me.
Okay.
The girl's like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible." So then, fast forward a year, they're back there honoring the fallen. This guy shows up. He runs into a girl. She's like, "Hey," and he goes, "Hey," and he starts a little meeting. He ends up finding her again in the bakery that she runs. And then he's like, "Oh, I like your cupcakes." She's like, I'm glad that you're in here. He's so handsome." And she's got a friend that's like, "Girl, he's for you." You know how they always have the sassy friends that are like the girlfriends that are around. They're like, "He's for," but she's always missing out. Anyway, they end up liking each other. Got me? They end up liking each other. And the whole movie, there's just one of her friends just doesn't like. She's jealous. She's like Judy Greer in Never Been Kissed. She's angry, and when she's like, "I've got to figure this out. This guy is something's up with this guy." And anyway, he is a sniper. Okay, and he's now got to assassinate her dad at Christmas. They've been together for a year. He's there to assassinate the dad because he assassinated the husband last year. She doesn't know it. She's inadvertently fallen in love with the assassin. He's a hired hitman. And then he goes, "I can't kill your dad." And then he tells her that he's the Christmas Town sniper. And she's like, "I still love you." And they end up together because her friend, lets her know that this guy's a sniper and he has to confess. He has that one scene where he confesses. The name of the movie, Christmas Town Sniper. What do you think?
I don't know how Christmassy that is, to be honest.
This is about
This
as
could be on
Christmas as
Netflix.
Die Hard.
Yeah,
This could be on
it's
Netflix.
a little more on the Die Hard side of things, which I guess is a Christmas movie. But yeah, I don't know if that would be in the Hallmark happiness era or no.
It's happy. They end up together, Lauren. You could be the star of this movie. I would make you the star of this movie.
Okay.
Christine Lakin says a little too violent for
Yeah.
Hallmark, maybe Lifetime.
I like how Laura just piped in and said, "Nope," on the chat.
We need our Christmas movies with a little sniping. This
Yeah,
Christmas, get sniped. That's the tagline.
Look, I appreciate a Christmas movie that still has a bakery, so we can keep that.
Yep.
Lots of plaid,
Yeah.
velvet,
coordinated plaid. Yeah.
coordinated plaid, a lumberjack.
Nice.
Maybe this guy, Brad, I think that we can go back to the drawing board.
No, we can go back. I mean, but it's okay. This movie, I would rather watch Christmas Town Sniper than the 30 minutes I wasted watching Hot Frosty yesterday.
Oh,
Hot take. Hot
wow.
take on the
Lauren,
hot
have you
frosty.
seen Hot Frosty?
A frosty take, if one would say a frosty.
Yeah, it's this snowman has chiseled abs. I wish I could chisel myself some abs and be good looking. That's what I need. And then he just finds Lacey. How do you say her name? Chabray. She's got the mark. Lacey Christmas is what I'll call her. Chabert. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, there's so many bad things about this movie.
And none for Gretchen Wieners. Bye.
What was that?
She's in Mean Girls. She's
Oh, Mean Girls. Okay, yeah, that's a long time ago. Lauren, so how did you get in the business? Like, what made you want to be an actress?
I think I couldn't sit still in grade school, and I had an imagination that kept me going, and so I was always thinking of stories. And I really liked to people watch a lot. When I was a kid, I just loved sometimes I'd have to take the bus downtown with my mom and just like watching people and thinking like, oh, I wonder what they do. I wonder how they walk. I wonder how they talk. Yeah, and I think thankfully I just had some people in my life that were like, you know what, we should maybe put her in some improv classes or some acting classes and just play around with that. And it just kind of opened up my eyes to this whole world of creativity. Yeah, because I used to think, oh, it'd be really cool to be a police officer, or it'd be really cool to be a doctor, and then I'm like, wait, there's a job where you can pretend to be all of those things, and then when you change your mind, you can do something new. And so I think it started from that, and then I had some really good acting teachers when I was a kid, and yeah, I think the first like professional, like I saved up my money and I took the bus downtown and I took like an auditioning for film and television workshop when I was about 17, and I loved it. And I just kind of just went from there. And then I moved all over Canada and I lived in the States for a little bit too, and studying and learning. And yeah, it's kind of how it started. And then you just keep auditioning and then not getting it. And then you just keep auditioning and then not getting it. And then you start to get them. It's great.
That is awesome. And you are not just a Christmas movie actress. You're in quite a few things. But
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, 2 films are somewhat Halloweeny.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, the I'm gonna butcher the ending part, but the orphan, the second,
Yes. Yeah.
what
They Orphan First Kill, I believe, is what they ended up
yes.
the
Was that good, Lauren? Was it a good movie? Because I watched the first one and I didn't get into the second one.
I think it's good. I mean, you have to be. It's for people who love that genre, obviously. But
I
again,
liked it.
yeah, it has a really solid following with people who love that storyline and that genre. It scared me reading the script, so that's always a good sign.
I I really enjoyed that movie. And
Oh,
I think
good.
it's
Really?
really hard to get for the second scary movie to be just as good as the first.
Agreed. Yeah, that is a
And
tricky thing to do.
yeah, and since it did, I mean, a lot of times horror movies don't have stellar plots,
Mhm.
but I thought The Orphan had a really great plot in general. So the second one I thought was amazing. It's been a bit since I've seen it, but
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. So how did you get into that? Like, was it scary going into a genre like horror?
A little bit. There's kind of it's kind of one of those things where you know, when you're behind the scenes and you can, see behind the wizards, it's not so scary. But I do love a story that makes you even though you're terrified and every instinct and like our natural human instincts to run away, you're still like, I need to know what happens. Like that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
So yeah, being in that one was a really a great thing. And then when I found out, like I don't want to give any spoilers to the orphan, but when I found out that, you know, at the end when we're watching her, I mean that was really kind of like, oh, this is really an honor to be a part of, to be in on it and be from this perspective. So that was fun. Yeah, my husband is an actor as well, but he also does special effects makeup. So we
Oh,
sometimes have,
wow.
yeah, so we'll have, scary things around. Like, he's like working on a project and he'll be making something and you're like, oh, don't mind me. There's just a severed hand over there or something like that. But it's for a film, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so having that around, I think it's like, it gets your brain prepared for it. But, a good story is still a good story. It'll still
I
scare you. Even if you know.
I can't imagine being in your home just because, like, my husband gives me jump scares by just walking in a door.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he'll do that to me too, for sure. My husband will do that to me too. But
I can't imagine looking at a severed hand. I'd freak out all the time. So good for
yeah,
you for
yeah.
having that.
I really love your filmography. There's a few movies I really like. I love Champions. That's a great movie.
That was a fun one.
Underrated,
Agreed.
really good movie.
Mhm.
Breakthrough is another good movie. That's
Which one?
Claire. That's where Breakthrough.
Oh yes.
That's where the kid gets stuck under the ice,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and yeah, that's a good movie. So you've got a
Mhm.
lot of good movies. I love your filmography. The Santa Summit. My wife actually had Miracle in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I saw that on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix or one of those right now.
Yeah, I've heard it's on Netflix US. A lot of people of my family in Canada are like, "Why isn't it on Netflix?" It says it's on Netflix. I'm like, it's just in the US at the moment, but maybe the rest of other countries will get it too. But yeah, that one was very that was a really nice story. And the Miracle in Bethlehem, PA was wonderful too because my character is kind of a social worker that's helping the lead with an adoption. And so we had real babies on set and they were so small and weak and so cute. And, the set's very respectful when, there's little ones around because it can be very loud sometimes and, big equipment.
Hmm.
And just seeing everyone kind of melt and then just hearing these little baby like coos and stuff. It was so sweet. But yeah, that
What?
was a good
How many auditions do you go on a year?
Hmm. Well, it's increased oddly enough with self tapes because after the pandemic, when self tapes had to be much more like we needed them, that was the only way we could even apply for, being in an audition. It increased it. So, yeah, I would say anywhere from 30 to 50 or 60 a year, maybe a little less,
That's
maybe a little
that's
more.
really good.
Yeah,
That's
so
really
it
good.
depends on the year. I mean, obviously the strike impacted that, and sometimes things like that like ebb and flow, but it all evens out in the wash, kind of thing. So yeah, I'd say minimum 30.
Wow. What's your
So,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brad.
oh, I was just gonna say, Lauren. So Ashley, she hosts a show on our network, Locks of Lab. She's an actress. She
Okay.
brags about craft services being so amazing.
Yeah.
She's always telling me how good craft services are.
Yeah.
What were the craft services like on the Christmas pageant movie? Because you got kids there, so are they serving them ho hos and donuts, or are we getting like adult food for the kids? What's
Oh
that
yeah,
look like?
they're really good. Most sets are really good about having kind of a diverse like spectrum of good food. And like, there's people with different like dietary things and vegetarians and gluten free and all that kind of stuff. So there's usually quite a lot of options. Like there's the crafty table where you can go and get almost anything you want. And if I do remember correctly, there were a lot of more kid friendly snacks where people were like, "Oh, I had these at recess when I was a kid," like
Fun
I've
dips.
been those from forever, things like that. But there's that, and then there's also like the substantials. So it's like the little snack, like the kind of hot snacks that they have in between. So there was like a lot of grilled cheese, I remember, and then um, yeah, there's different sandwiches, and then sometimes you'll try a salad that I've actually one time on a set I loved a salad so much that I ended up talking to the lady to get the recipe because I wanted to try to make it myself. It was so good.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
Claire, what were you going to ask Lauren?
I know that you must have like a dream role that you would play.
Mhm.
And I would love to know that. And I would also love to know who you would dream of like working alongside with. Someone that you
Okay.
haven't worked with yet.
Okay. Ooh, um, I,
Christmas Sound Sniper.
there's this movie I just heard about. Someone was pitching it that day. No, I think I just saw a preview for a series that's coming out, and it's going to sound very Canadian because it's about I think it's called the Great Maple Syrup Heist.
Oh, I want
Sounds
to see
crazy.
that.
It sounds crazy. I know it does, but it's Margot Martindale is the lead, and I adore her, and I would give anything to work with her. I think just being around her for 20 minutes, you would learn a lifetime of information just in the craft. I think she's incredible. But she's the lead in that, and I think it's called The Sticky, and it's going to be an Amazon series. I think I just saw the preview for it. It looks so good because it's kind of got obviously some dark humor in it, but then it also has some, you know, uh, violence, but the right kind of violence, like in an action movie would need. There's that, and then she's kind of there's like a seedy underworld that she's got to fight. So it's a little bit it's in an off, not in a realm that you would expect there to be like such a cutthroat like underbelly of it, but yeah, it just looks so good, and I would love to be in something like that that's just layered with all these really interesting characters, and maybe not your typical. Sometimes I'm sure you've seen this. Sometimes films and television series have very specific roles for women that they expect you to play, but I love it when they kind of turn that on its head, and then maybe you would have more different dialogue, different motivations, more of a rounded out character that they seem to sometimes write a little more for men. Not always, but it's getting better. But things like that, I would love to see. And yeah, the Sticky looks really, really good. If you like that kind of like crime mob, but
Hey,
absurd reason.
Lauren, Margot Martindale is one of my most favorite actresses. Everything she does is
Everything,
amazing.
everything.
Sneaky Pete. Did you watch Sneaky Pete?
No, I haven't, but I'm going to.
Oh, she is so good in Sneaky Pete. You got to watch. It's got Giovanni Ribisi in it, and
Awesome.
yeah, he like impersonates someone. It used to be on Amazon. It might be demoted to Tubi. It's canceled, but it was a great show for like 3 seasons. I tried to get my wife to watch it. She refused.
Okay.
Great actress, and she was good in The Americans. She was really good in The Americans.
She's good in
So
everything. She like honestly, have you seen her in Osage County? Like it came out like with Meryl Streep, like probably I don't even know how many years ago now. She's just amazing in everything that she does. I can't, yeah.
you know
I,
another show that I like that's layered that I could see you in that would be good.
Mhm.
I want to see you in Fargo. Fargo is
That
such
would
a
be
good
fun.
show. Oh my gosh. The newest season of Fargo was so good. John Hamm, he's everything. But
I read for that probably 3 different times, and they kept bringing me back, which is a good sign, but I didn't book on it, which is a heartbreaking thing. But I would love that. I'm right there with you. Sounds great. Sign me up.
It
It's
sounds
it's
like
layered.
it sounds like it's right in your future, though. I mean, if you've read for it
Nice.
3 times, like, you never know.
Yeah, you
I'll
never
be
know.
I'll be praying for that. I
Okay,
think that's
thank you.
awesome.
I will accept that.
Yeah, yeah. I want you to get Fargo.
That would be
Now,
fun.
Lauren, we like to play some games on.
Okay.
I want you to play a game with us. Are you cool? Are you cool to play a game
I will do my best. Yes.
as we continue to talk to you?
Lauren,
Okay, this
if it makes you
game.
feel better,
It's
that's my
it,
answer every time. I will do my best. I am not good
That's
at
all,
these, so
that's all
yeah,
you
I'll
can
do my
that's
best.
all you can ask of a person,
But
right?
this is not even a game. This is just we're going to use our imaginations in this game
Okay.
to imagine the backstory. Because what I've done, we call this game "Who Buys This Crap?" And the way this game works is I go on and I find actual listings on the Craigslist.
Wow.
And I'm going to read them and we're going to imagine why this made it to Craigslist and what are they selling it for. There's so
Okay.
many ways.
So these are products or things that people are selling?
These are products that people are selling.
Awesome.
The
Okay.
first product in Who Buys This Crap is Gordy. Did you ever see the movie Gordy?
I
It's
don't think so.
It's a knockoff of Babe. It's got a pig in it, Gordy,
Oh,
except his name is Gordy, not Babe. And this is Condition Like New. It's a Gordy VHS movie. Condition Like New. They write, it's in plastic casing. Share this with someone you know who wants to buy this. Price has dropped since it's not currently in demand. Well, I love this. Why is this person selling Gordy for $2? And why are they wanting to meet in the Sam's parking lot?
oh.
It's,
Hmm.
it,
Interesting. It feels like a lot of effort to only get $2 out of to make any posting. To
I,
only
I
get
feel like driving to Sam's would be. Lauren, I like to look at my life as hourly. Like, what do I make hourly? And then if I'm waiting in line, that's hour. Like, what
Oh,
I make, that's
fair.
what my time is worth.
Mhm.
Claire, what do you think? Well, what's this guy selling Gordy, the VHS movie for $2? And it's not current. It's from 1995, so there's no demand for it.
well, I found out that there was no demand for VHS movies when I sold them all to half price books, and I had a lot of like 60, and they gave me 70 cents. So,
70 cents.
yep. So I
Each?
figured that out really quick.
Each
I
or for all?
all.
Oh boy. Wow.
So talk about driving and getting not as much money as you make. But oh, I like where Jacob's going with this story in the live chat, but I believe he wants to buy a real Gordy in the meat section at Sam's and needs a
Oh,
little more scratch.
I think he's $2 short of a brisket. What do you think, Lauren?
Okay, this is really evil, but this is what I think. I think Gordy, the VHS tape, was very important to somebody. And this person is selling it to be mean and selling it for only $2 to like rub it in
Ooh.
afterwards and be like, and I sold it for $2. I didn't even get what you paid for it or what it's worth. Like maybe it's secretly worth like $6. I don't know, maybe and maybe it's worth 1,000. I don't know. But I think that would be an interesting motivation to be, it's like I can't remember what movie it was when sometime when this woman found out her husband was cheating on her and she sold all his things, like his golf club, his nice car, whatever. And she's like, I got a good dollar for it. Here's your half, and then gave him 50 cents.
Oh,
And
that's
it was
funny.
like, and it's like, ooh, burn, right? So that's my guess.
So I like that. I like that. So this guy, let's just imagine he's broke up with his girlfriend and he's selling the Gordy tape that they used to watch every Friday night.
Right.
And now it's gone. He's like middle fingering her. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
selling this. It's over.
Haha.
I like that. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Next item on
Okay.
Who Buys This Crap, a 1989 service manual for a front-wheel drive Dodge Caravan.
What year is the Caravan?
1989. Claire, you weren't even probably alive at that point.
You are. I'm not going to tell you because it's not nice for women to, or women
Mm.
don't share their age. Um, but if I did share my age, you would be right. So anyway, I'm going to go a little dark too.
Mhm.
This Dodge Caravan was stolen and we're selling it for parts. And we've got to get rid of said evidence. And it's on the Craigslist.
What if there's blood splatter on what if there's DNA on the instruction book and he's selling it for $6? He wants
So,
$6 for this.
so he beat the driver with the manual?
Have you seen the manuals from the 80s? They're pretty thick. You could
I
probably do that.
I was just thinking he jacked it from a parking lot. Maybe a Sam's parking lot.
Maybe.
Maybe it's the
Maybe he was waiting
same
to sell.
guy.
Yeah, he was trying to sell a VHS, stole a van. Who knows?
Did you ever drive a Dodge Caravan? When I was a kid, there was Dodge Caravans on every corner
Mhm.
of America. Were they in Canada, Lauren? Did you
Yes,
see
they
the
were.
Dodge? Oh gosh, they were everywhere.
Yes. To the
He
point where
writes.
I was in high school and I remember guys getting their moms, buying it from their mom, and then souping it up and trying to make it look like a cool ride. And you're going, it's still a Dodge Caravan. Like, what are you doing?
I put
But
curtains in it.
those bucket seats are comfortable.
Yeah, they are. It's true.
Like
Do you feel like a captain? Yeah,
it is
driving
what it is.
it.
They were pretty prevalent whenever I was growing up.
Yeah.
Oh, they were everywhere. This guy says great condition. So you're getting a book from this man for $6. I feel like I could find this in the Goodwill for $1. I really do.
You'd
I
have to
wouldn't pay
search.
6 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay 6. Our next item, Lauren,
Okay.
is a 32-inch Toshiba flat screen LED HDMI TV.
Okay.
I feel like you can get TVs cheap, brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to talk my wife into an 85-inch television, Lauren.
Wow.
We're about to move into a new house. We got a basement. I'm like, you know what? 85-incher on the wall in the basement. We can party time down there. You know what I'm saying? And
You
she's
don't need
like,
to go to
that's a
that
little
reclining
excessive.
theater. Yeah, you won't need to go to that theater. with the
I
seven
even
chairs
brought the
in back there.
reclining theater up.
Yeah.
I brought that up. We could pop in some Gordy, watch it on the 85-incher. Claire, you look confused. This guy wants $38 for a Toshiba television, and he says in it, lightweight. It's lightweight.
First off, I appreciate that in a TV because I'm not finding a stud to hang it on. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Well, you married a stud, right? You can hang it.
That is true.
Heyo.
My husband knows this about me, and it was actually so I would 100% buy that TV for $38. No questions asked. I would meet you in a Sam's parking lot. My husband, on the other hand, could not be more opposite. And whenever I was gone one day, he went and bought 2 TVs for full price. And I showed up back at home and they were here. And one of them was a 65-inch TV that he wanted to put in our bedroom. And I complained about it. I was like, it is way too big. So, Brad, I'm a little nervous for you on the 85-inch. But we put it up last week and I laid in bed and I was like, this is nice. Very nice.
Wait, I feel like a 65-incher is big for a bedroom, though. I do feel like
it is. And
Lauren,
it is nice.
we sat like 4th row on Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever, and I had to like look up. It was kind of I had to adjust a little bit. I feel like I would be like that in the bed, but in a basement, you can pop an 85-incher up, and you can sit in the back, and
Agreed.
you're good.
Yeah.
That's
So,
theater.
I don't know.
That's a theater for sure. But $38 for a 32-inch TV, like for me, the hoarder that I am, I would buy it just in case I needed one down the line.
That's fair.
I mean, $38 is like a decent
I'm
price, right?
curious why $38. Like that's really specific. Like you'd think he or she would round it up to 40 or 35, but maybe they're doing that trick when you list a price and you know that they're going to haggle. So you say you're like, I really want 35, but if I say 38 and then they come down to 35, then I'm happy. So maybe that's what they were doing. But I find $38 just weirdly specific. I would need to go and see it just because of that.
But you were thinking
But
like a real salesman, Lauren. I like it.
I'm
but
trying.
Lauren, I feel like if you want to haggle, you always 40 to haggle to 35. I never go 38 to haggle to 35.
No.
I'm like, yeah, 40.
Yeah.
And then I'll take 35.
Right.
And who's haggling over an old TV? I can literally go buy a TV at Walmart for like $80 probably.
Yeah. I saw this thing online and some guy got ripped off and he bought a very large TV that he was really excited about and he got it really cheap. Same thing, I think, on Craigslist or something like that. And when he got it home and plugged it in, all it was like a menu for like Arby's or Wendy's, like one of those big like TV screens, and it wouldn't do
Oh
anything
my
but that.
gosh.
But he thought he got this steal of a deal and got like, a 65-inch TV, but it was just a menu board that only had that. You could only do that with it. You couldn't convert it or change it. So that's what that makes me think of, is that it's 32 inches of a menu, maybe.
For that
MTD in the
reason,
chat says he'd take 30.
Yeah. All right. Less than $1 an inch. That's not bad.
I would put the menu board in my man cave
There you go.
just to look like I'm a restaurant.
Yeah.
yeah. But Lauren, for that reason, you have to like go with one of the cars. It honestly, maybe a Dodge Caravan that
Yeah.
has a true plug that you can just test it out in the parking lot. Like a Forerunner has a plug like
Yeah.
that.
He
So-
does say cord included. He did say cord included.
Well, I mean, generous for him to throw it in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
know
sure
that
they're
it's-
attached, but good for him.
Last who buys this crap for the night? This is every season of The Sopranos on DVD. Yeah, every season, condition good. They write, these were bought as previously viewed. Includes episodes 1 through 12 of season 6, part 1. Being sold as group from a pet and smoke-free home. Cash only $10.
For the whole series or just the season?
I guess for the whole series.
Okay.
That's a pretty good deal.
I also sold some DVDs to Half Price Books, and I did not get more than like 10 cents on those either. So I feel like $10 is more than what he would get if he sold them to a store like that. And if they have every season, they are a fan. They have upgraded.
It's not every season. It's not. I correct my. He bought this at Hollywood Video, as you can see, and there's 12 episodes on 4 discs. So you're buying part 1 of season 6 for $10. That's kind of steep. I would subscribe to Max
Tempting. That's a
and
bit
go
of a
on and watch it.
Yeah, that's kind of a cruel taunt because you'll get into it and then you don't have the rest of it to watch.
I have a feeling that they did what you just said, Brad. They got Max. They don't need them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't even own a DVD player or a Blu-ray player, but I've never seen The Sopranos. So go ahead and judge me. I've just never seen it. I've never watched it.
So I'm acting surprised. I haven't either.
I've seen parts of it, but I
Lauren.
didn't have HBO for the longest time because, I didn't. But then, so I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen it, I think, consecutively.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I love how he says it's like an animal. It comes from a smoke-free home. Look,
Yeah.
you can add these 4 discs to your collection, and they will not smell like a pack of heaters. I'm just saying.
What is it? A couch? Like
I know.
There won't be
We got a
dog
DVD.
scratches on it.
Yeah, and I like how they're previously he bought them. And now he's selling you used, and
done that
he
before.
should write scratched or not scratched. I want to say this guy bought Max and is like, I don't need these anymore. I'm entering the 21st century of movies,
Mhm.
and I don't need the DVDs anymore. I can just watch it on Max.
that's my thought.
I like that he said they're in good condition, which means they're not great. So you don't know where the scratches exist, what parts of the episodes you're going to miss out on because they freeze or whatever, but that's interesting.
But we like an honest person.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, they freeze like the Tyson fight the other night when I was
man.
watching it. It kept freezing. It was buffering. This Laura says, Brad, are these your listings? No. One of them was from Lauren C in Canada. So
Is that me? Me? No.
Yeah. Just kidding. I'm glad you got that. Okay. Thank you for playing that game with us. Claire has a couple news items that we can talk about, Lauren. Claire, do you have something in the news today?
I sure do. Some very interesting news articles that I just want to touch on because they're interesting. One being TGI Fridays is getting a little nervous about people sitting on $50 million in unused gift cards.
Wow.
So, I mean,
$50 million. Wow.
my chief complaint about this is why did that many people think that people want TGI Fridays gift cards?
Yeah, that's a lot. 50 million?
And Lauren, whenever you're buying someone a gift card, which I have to admit, I do think is the most impersonal gift
Hmm.
to someone. Unless I'm doing like a white elephant, I'll do a dry bar gift card because women love a hair blowout. But
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely not reaching for a TGI Fridays gift card. So,
No.
what's your go-to gift card?
Um, I like a spa gift card if like giving one to somebody because then it's like it's all taken care of, but you get to sort out the services you want and the schedule and how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. So I love to give those. I would never turn one down if someone gave me one.
I do love that.
Um, yeah, I think that's it. My brother-in-law is the worst person to shop for because he never tells you what he wants and he'll literally ask for gift cards at stores he likes. So I will buy him that, but that's about it. Most people I don't buy. Years ago, when everyone was getting like iTunes gift cards, that was a good thing to give people because then they could get movies and music, and because
Right.
sometimes it's too presumptuous to buy someone music that you don't know very well and just assume they're going to like this band or song or whatever. So an iTunes gift card was like, here you go. I know you like music because who doesn't? Um, but yeah, I think my favorite to give would be like a spa gift card or to get. That would be my favorite too.
I
Same.
I have not eaten Fridays in probably 20 years. And I would be insulted, Lauren, if you gave me a Fridays gift. I would be like, she cares nothing about me. That I'm
Yeah.
with you, Claire. Applebee's, Fridays, Chili's. If you're dishing those out, you're going, I don't care. I just wanted to buy you something to make you happy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me happy. I'm just like, I don't really care. It's just a gift card. And it's to a crappy restaurant.
And
Yeah.
there's no way that those weren't like a deal. Like they were selling a $50 gift card for $40 and you got a $10 gift card to come back. Like
But
that's how they get you.
Mhm.
But if I'm eating at a TGI Fridays, I'm in the DFW airport. That's it. Like that's the only Fridays I will be in, and I will give them some praise. They have a great kids dessert called Dirt, and it's chocolate pudding with crushed up Oreos on top with the gummy worms in it.
Yeah.
And I don't care that I am a kid over 12. I'm ordering it.
I ate a Chili's in the Lexington airport, and I went up there and I'm like, hey, I want a burger. They're like, we don't have anything left. We just have burger with bread. That's all. Like they gave me a burger with bread, nothing, no toppings or anything. This is all we got, and you can just put your pack of ketchup on there and leave. They wouldn't. They were like, we're closing. This is all we got, and I'm like, ugh. I didn't even want to eat Chili's. It was the only place left open at this crappy airport. The only place.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
horrible. But I
I
am
would
a
just say we
full-bellied.
don't have anything.
Uh,
Yeah. I am
yeah,
a
that's what
full-bellied
I'm with
kid.
you. I'm just like,
An airport is not an airport unless it has a Chili's 2 in it.
It's true.
oh god, the Chili's too is like the airport Chili's is keeping all the Chili's alive, right? It has to be.
Fully
That's the only
believe
time
that.
I've ever had Chili's, I think, is in an airport.
There's nothing better than
Yeah.
a layover El Presidente and some skillet queso. Like,
Wait, the Chili's doesn't even sell chili, right? I don't think they sell chili.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's like having a podcast called Work Advice, and there's no work advice. We just come on here and shoot the breeze.
It's
It's the
true.
same thing. Misleading. It's like,
some
we're
would
missing the
say.
chili of the
Some would
Chili's.
say. So, okay,
I feel like they made their money. They made their money though. TGI Fridays made their money and they blew it because they got paid for those 50 million gift cards, and they've since blown it.
that is true.
So
Yep.
Bad money management. Anyway, what's your last story, Claire?
You're right. I love a good Florida man story, but this is Florida woman.
Oh,
Florida woman drops pants, licks man, dances naked in a Waffle House parking lot. So, another restaurant related story. And I don't feel like this is far fetched at all. And honestly, didn't even have to be a Florida woman, but I feel like sometimes in a Waffle House parking lot, you are going to see someone that drops their pants, licks a man, and dances naked.
I mean, that's my usual weekend. I do that. I go to the Waffle House, drop my pants, and dance naked. That's what I do. That's my move. I don't understand I like the Waffle House. You like the Waffle House, Lauren?
yeah. We don't have them up here, but I have gone to the Waffle House. When I'm in the States, we have similar things, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
My favorite, I mean, first off, Waffle House is out of the 3 like 24-hour breakfasts, it's my third. Like
Okay.
IHOP is
Wait,
up
what's
here.
the other?
IHOP is up here. Okay.
Okay.
Denny's is behind.
Yeah.
And then Waffle House. But
Mm.
for the hurricane,
Cracker Barrel has to be up there.
No.
Lauren.
I don't know. I think I'm with you on the IHOP and then the Denny's. That might be my.
Now we're on the same team.
See, I made up for it. I
You
made
came
up
around.
full
You came
circle.
around.
I disagree with both you ladies.
I've redeemed myself.
Okay, I have to tell you all this about a Waffle House. So recently, Florida had a hurricane, if anyone turned on the news.
Yes.
And they were trying to board up a Waffle House that was close to like near Tampa that was about to be hit. And they hadn't closed their doors in so long that they couldn't even find the key.
Oh, wow.
And so they had to leave the Waffle House unlocked during the hurricane and it got looted because they hadn't closed in any holiday or any like major disaster in like 15 years. So, I mean,
That's so sad.
everything goes at a Waffle House.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
so sad. They were there for you no matter what, and then when they needed us, people just stole from them. That's terrible.
You know what? They were not in the Christmas spirit, Lauren.
No, not at all.
They need to go see the best Christmas pageant ever, Lauren. That's what they need to go see. Lauren, what do you have on the horizon that we can look forward to, minus Christmastown Sniper?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure when this will air. Are you pretty quick afterwards? But on November.
This is going to air pretty soon.
Okay, November 22nd. I'm in the Christmas on Call, which is a Hallmark. That comes out on the 22nd, I believe, on the Hallmark Channel and anywhere you can watch your Hallmark. And then in December, on December 13th, I'm in a Hanukkah Hallmark actually, and it is called Hanukkah on the Rocks. So that comes out on December 13th. And then I've also had a very busy year and I've been working on some things that are really cool, but I checked. I'm not allowed to talk about them. That's how exciting they are, but they're very cool.
Those are my favorite things. When you come on, you can't talk about it. Then we know it's top secret. Like,
yeah,
but I want to ask you,
really fun. I promise.
the Hanukkah. What was you saying?
I said I promise they're fun, so you'll enjoy it. So yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. But the Hanukkah movies, can you name the top 3 Hanukkah movies?
Probably I think 8 Crazy Nights is probably the Adam Sandler one.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, like there's a few Hallmark ones. There was Hanukkah on Rye that came out last year, and then there was another one. I'm terrible with names. Made Together, which I think, or made for each other, Made Together. That one is also lovely. That's a Hallmark too. But 8 Crazy Nights is a fun one because of Adam Sandler. You're gonna have a good time.
That is a fun one. And I want to ask you one more thing before we hang up. You don't have to name any names, but have you ever worked with someone and you're like, this lady or guy, man, they're the worst. I can't stand working with them. And then you get a script and you're like, I got to be in a movie with that person. Is there a person that you just do not enjoy sharing the screen with? Or because you seem like a very likable person. I feel like most people is going to like you when they talk to you. But like, Yeah. Has there been any person like that? You don't name name. Just has there been a person like that?
Um, I don't know if there's ever been anybody that I saw their name and was like, oh no, I have to work with them that I can think of off the top of my head. But there have been people where you meet them and you're like, oh, that's disappointing. But it wasn't anything crazy. It was mostly just, like, oh, not who I thought this person was going to be. Oh well, but everyone's human. They're doing their own thing. I've thankfully never been in the presence of someone who was like atrociously horrible or something. I haven't had that, thankfully, knock on wood. But yeah, there
Who
have been
who
people where you're just going, huh, I wish that handled differently, but yeah.
now you can name names on this. Who has been one of your most pleasant people to work with?
Oh my gosh, there's been tons. I did a Lifetime a long time ago with Judith Light,
Oh,
and
who's the boss?
she
I
is
love
she
that
is
show.
she is honestly the sweetest, kindest, most professional, and incredibly talented people you could ever meet. She was just so sweet and so kind, and yeah, it was very cold on that shoot, and she was just, yeah, just so wonderful, and I was so happy that I'm like, Angela, she's wonderful in real life too. I love it. So yeah,
She was a real
so,
light.
yeah,
I like
she was
that you
real
said
life.
Angela Bauer. That's
Yeah,
oh my gosh. I loved Who's the Boss,
I
Lauren. It
did
was
too.
so good.
I did
She
too.
is actually in a new show on Apple with Billy Crystal, and it looks like a horror show. Check. You might like this, Lauren.
I
Check it
will.
out. I think it looks like in the previews he might have, but she's like his wife in ghost form the whole time, like talking to him.
Cool. I'm in. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
she
check
was.
this movie out. Check this TV show out on Apple. Nobody in
I
my
will.
family watches scary movies. I have to put them on.
Well,
Lauren, it
before
has
we
been amazing chatting with you. What
Thank
was you
you
gonna
for
say,
having
Claire?
me.
I was going to say, Lauren, please let us know, let our listeners know where they can follow you.
Oh yes, I'm on Instagram and it's me, Lauren Cochran, but there's little underscores because otherwise it's just a weird blob of words. But yeah, it's me, Lauren Cochran. That's my Instagram. And yeah, I don't really have any other ways. I'm kind of an Instagram girl. I'm old. I can't do TikTok. I've tried. So that's my
Wait,
Instagram.
would you say you're breaking up? What did you say? You did what?
I can't
You
do TikTok. I've tried. I'm too
oh no,
old.
I
I
don't do
can't
that.
do TikTok. Doesn't Just goes past me. So I watched I
Same.
watched I watched TikToks 2 weeks later on Instagram, like good millennials do.
Are you a reel or do you look at a lot of reels all the time? Like I constantly scroll reels if I'm just sitting around on Instagram. I don't go on TikTok.
Yeah, I do. I think my daughter loves to look at like animal videos, so sometimes we'll just be like puppies and kitties, and like we love ones where there's different animal species that are friends with each other. That's like a little turtle and a goat that are friends or something. I'm always happy to watch those.
That
Oh.
I love those videos
Well,
too.
Yeah, make me happy.
mm,
Well, I hope all of our listeners
I like
follow
funny
you.
videos.
Same.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lauren. Work Advice is following you on your Instagram. We will continue to follow your career. We appreciate you. You're always welcome to come back on and promote anything you want. You have a
Amazing.
key to the podcast. Thank you,
Yay,
Lauren.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Can't wait to watch
See
your
you next
podcast
time.
coming up.
Yay. Okay. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Claire,
Yeah.
this was an amazing podcast. She was great.
So
I think
lovely.
she might still be there. She's listening to us. Oh, she's gone. This was such an amazing podcast. She was fun. I
Yeah.
hope our listeners really enjoyed her and they need to follow her. I'm going to watch these movies. It's a must watch in my house.
Same. And my family and even my husband's mother-in-law or my mother-in-law is big Hallmark fans. So her upcoming movie is going to be right up our alley, and we will definitely have it on our next time we
All right,
get.
when you watch her movies now, are you going to be like, I know her. We've talked to her. She's a friend of the show now.
Yes, and I fully believe that in anyone that we bring on, they have become our friends. So I'm just so excited to cheer her on, and I hope everyone really enjoyed hearing a little bit about her today because she's so kind and very talented.
Yes, she is. Well, Claire, we want people to follow us. If you're listening right now, follow us on Instagram, Work Advice for Me. Leave us a review in iTunes and Spotify. Let us know because when you leave reviews, Claire, did you know when you leave reviews, it gets seen more in the algorithms of the podcasting. So the more reviews we get on the iTunes, the more we get spotted. So Make sure you do that. We've got a lot of guests coming up here on Work Advice. Claire, are you excited? I'm excited about the upcoming guests.
Thrilled. I think everyone is going to really like what we have up our sleeve with
Yes.
the coming guests.
Well, for my lovely co-host Claire, see, I return the favor. My name is Brad. We will see you next time on Work Advice for Me.